Okay, I'm gonna start this off by being very, very clear when I say that I do not hate Braxophone. I enjoy his content, and I think that generally he's a good guy. But I do think that this video that he made talking about the reviews on BPSR to be not very conducive to good discourse talking about video games. This is also not meant to be a call out, or I'm not trying to start drama or beef. This is just a topic that I'm quite interested in and I want to discuss with people and show that there are ways to go about talking about video games that are better than others. But yeah, I'm just gonna get straight into it. The first problem that I have with this video and the way that Brax presents his points is that he uses an arbitrary metric for what counts as a valid review, i.e. to have more than 4 hours played for him to take the review seriously, which is horribly ineffective, since the first few hours of gameplay are so critical to player retention, and if it's not good enough, people are going to leave, and they're going to leave a bad review.
If we look at Steam, it has mixed reviews. It says 49% of the 6,705 user reviews in your language are positive, so a little less than half. And what's even crazier is if we look at this and we filter it by playtime with over 5 hours played, a majority of them are positive. What does that mean? It means Star Resonance has been getting review bombed.
Calling this review bombing is, intentional or not, very disingenuous, because what this comes across as is priming your audience in order to disregard most negative reviews, and that again just is not conducive to good video game discourse. It's also important to say that people who put in more time into a video game are more likely to already like it. So I think that locking a valid criticism behind a certain hour played mark just is not very helpful and is also disingenuous.
4.4 stars on Google Play, 9,000 reviews, 500,000 downloads from the Play Store. This game is doing great, and overwhelmingly, the reception has been very positive from people that have actually taken the time to play it. Granted, obviously mobile gamers are going to be a little bit more used to the monetization model of this game, right? But even just from the perspective of the average Joe looking into this game and whether or not it's worth playing, if you look at the Steam reviews, you're going to be like, what the hell is going on? But then if you look at the Play Store reviews, it looks very good. It looks like everyone's enjoying it.
And I'm sure a lot of people on mobile are enjoying it. There is a severe lack of high quality MMO games that are on mobile. But that's the thing. That's mobile standards. The standard for PC gaming with MMOs is a lot higher, considering we have games like World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy XIV, and even Elder Scrolls Online. There is a much more saturated market on PC than there is on mobile. I believe using the reviews from a different platform than the one that a lot of people who are leaving negative reviews play on is again trying to persuade your audience to see that, look, the game is good, these people like it, so why don't these people? They must just be review bombing. This again plays into that priming of your audience, and every YouTuber does this, by the way. This isn't just something that is only reserved for talking about video game discourse or reviews or anything like that. I primed you at the start of this video. There's no shame in it, but there's a point where it becomes disingenuous in the way that you're priming your audience. And again, this is no hate to Brax. I love the guy. I think he's great. I think he makes great content. And he covers a lot of things which a lot of other YouTubers don't. And I think that's great. But I do just think that this is very ineffective.
What I do have a big problem with is the amount of people that are coming into my chat and they're like unsure of whether or not they should play the game because this game has been clearly review bombed. So I want to talk about why everyone kind of hates this game and what's real and what's not.
Now, this what's real and what's not is very subjective, but it isn't framed in a way that's subjective. I just think in the future, try to frame it in a way where it's from your perspective and what you believe, and then give your points for and give your points against. Don't just say, this is real and this is false. You can't be that conclusive with things you say. Feelings as fact is not really the best way to go about a situation like this. To give credit, there is one point that gets brought up which I do 100% agree with, and I will agree with Brax on this completely, but I'll touch on that later.
But I think this 1.4 hours, I'd pay to get my time back. They have no valid criticism at all. They just want to get their time back. Okay, great. Why? What happened? What went wrong?
I think if someone plays your game for less than 2 hours, and all they say is, I want my time back, something has gone incredibly wrong with the way that your game is designed, especially for new players. And this is especially so if they leave a review to tell you that. But also, I can understand the frustration in not giving any actual criticism.
But I will say that as someone that's been playing this for a few days, who played it in CN before, and who played the beta in CN and the beta in NA, like, the game is enjoyable despite the monetization, right? And I have a completely free-to-play no-poll account on the CN servers, which I've just been really enjoying.
I think this is the time where we have to talk about biases. Now, it's obvious if you've played the beta, if you played the beta in a different language, and you've stuck with the game, you are going to have a vested interest and you're going to enjoy it more once it releases. Other people don't have that experience, so it's unlikely that they will have the same interest in the game as you do. Now, this isn't a bad thing, and it's great that Brax has enjoyed it. That's amazing. You can keep enjoying the game. Other people reviewing it in a negative way isn't going to affect you as much as you think, especially when the reviews are only mixed on Steam, because more people are going to pick it up. It's a free-to-play game. But again, this is a subjective opinion, and you agree with a lot of the criticism that people make, but this is where the fork in the road lies. For some people, the negative aspects of the game far outweigh the positive, and for Brax, they don't outweigh the positive, and he loves the game. This is just a differing opinion. This isn't a real and false situation. It's just a split in paths. And this is compounded by this one sentence that Brax says, and it perfectly encapsulates what I'm trying to say.
I think that the monetization in it is not ideal, but it's not something that takes away from the gameplay in a significant way. You can still play the game and enjoy it plenty.
This is where the root cause of a lot of these issues lie. For Brax, he doesn't really care about the monetization as much. He thinks it's bad, but he also doesn't think it detracts from the gameplay. For some people, monetization severely detracts from gameplay. So of course they're going to leave a negative review and be upset about it.
Other than an actually good character creator where you can change player height, I've really disliked my experience. Okay, so this person doesn't like the cutscenes, they don't like the audio issues, they think the gameplay needs more fleshing out, the mounts suck, they think the fishing minigame explains so much in the tutorial and you think it'd be good, but then it's just Stardew. And this game feels like it's trying to be Genshin Impact, but the story beats are half-baked and the English translations have errors and incorrect translations. And worst of all, Steam can't even reach the devs, so players can't request refunds. So here's the thing. There's a lot of people that are very focused on this being like Genshin Impact, and I'm just gonna be real. Ever since Genshin Impact came out, anytime an anime open world game comes out, it gets review bombed instantly. With it, like, right on release.
You have no idea how much I agree with this sentiment and how much it infuriates me. The discourse around anime open world games has been ruined since Genshin released. While that is true, it is woefully ignorant to say that this game is getting review bombed. When you look at the Google Play Store, it's got 4.4 stars. It's only on Steam where this supposed review bombing is happening, which shows that there is a dissonance between Steam and PC players, and then also between the mobile players. This is more than likely because of a difference in quality standards. But other than that, I completely agree that the comparison between BPSR and Genshin is insane and should not be a thing, because one is an MMO, one is a RPG-ish action game. You know? They're completely different. These apples and oranges shouldn't be compared, right? Unless you're talking about art style and presentation, but that generally isn't what people are comparing these games for. He then goes on for a couple minutes to talk about how the Genshin comparisons are stupid and they suck and they're dumb, and I agree wholeheartedly. It's silly, unnecessary. But then what he does is he decides to go for the funny reviews. These are generally ones with lower playtime that just say one sentence that's dumb, right? But if you look at any video game, and I mean any video game on Steam, there will be reviews that are like this. This is not something that is only there when games are being review bombed.
87 hours? Yeah, bull fucking they leave the game open, right? And it adds credibility to their review. This
again ties in with the playtime does not equal credibility. I think this is a completely ignorant and, quite frankly, stupid way to talk about reviews for games. I think an interesting case study to talk about when it comes to reviewing a game and playtime would be Warframe. The first 50 hours of that game are not great. I will wholeheartedly agree. But then everything after those 50 hours is a million times better. Now, that is a big problem. Even the devs of Digital Extremes agree. That is a big problem. But you are more likely to get past the 50-hour mark in Warframe because the gameplay loop is subjectively, for most people, very fun. So they will keep playing no matter what. They'll play it for a couple hours every day. But for BPSR, this is different because people do not find the main gameplay loop fun at all. This is, again, a subjective opinion. I know Brax enjoys it, but a lot of people don't enjoy it. And this is my main gripe with Brax's video, is that he keeps trying to say, guys, the game is fun, don't you get it? The game is fun. Just ignore all the pay-to-win stuff and ignore the bad stuff, the game is fun. That's how it's coming across, because of how he's primed the video right at the beginning to show you all the good reviews on Google Play, then the bad reviews on Steam, so they must be unreasonable.
Let me say, well, this is probably the most legitimate review anyone's given to this, but I think he's given it a solid 3 out of 10, which I think is being pretty harsh. That's crazy though. Okay, you know, props to this person for actually putting in the time and writing a review.
This is the most egregious form of Brax being disingenuous here. He looks at this really long review that has clearly been thought out, and he skims over it and skips to the final number rating at the end. He frames this video as all the reviews with low playtime and just one sentence are bad, but then doesn't even give the bigger reviews the time of day. The rest of the video is, for the most part, a lot of the same, so I won't be specifically finding clips from Brax's video and then responding to them like I have been previously. I think that this video is a good lesson on how to not talk about games that you like, because this makes you look very, very disingenuous with the way that this is presented. And again, no hate to Brax, I love you, and if you want to talk about this more in depth, my DMs are open. I have a Twitter account, you can leave a comment, we'll organize something. Like, I'm fine to talk with anyone about this, and I encourage people to talk about this, and if you disagree with something I've said in this, tell me. I'm genuinely curious. But I think that this could have been summed up in one sentence and posted on a YouTube short, to be honest. This could have been summed up by, I like the game despite its flaws, and if you don't, that's okay. That is a much less scathing way of presenting this video. Because you lump in people with valid criticism with the same people that are saying it's just Genshin, and you try to void their valid criticism by saying, oh, but you're uneducated, you just think that this is like a Genshin clone. I think for the most part, I'm done with what I wanted to say about this. Again, no hate to anyone. I love Brax. I just think that this video was a little bit silly and could have been worded a lot better, because making a video like this does shred your own credibility as a content creator. And it's clear by the like to dislike ratio. A good video that I think goes on a similar topic to this is by Noodle. It's about how to and how not to talk about video games, and I think it's a great watch. You should all go watch that. But other than that, I think I'm done.